a quadratic equation by undoing. There are 4 examples in this video. So first example is 3x squared minus 4 plus 68. We want to isolate the x squared term, so we're going to first undo the minus 4 and add 4 to both sides. So negative 4 and plus 4 cancel, and then you're left with 3x squared equals, and then 68 plus 4 is 72. Then you're going to undo the 3 that is multiplying the x squared. So to undo the multiplying 3, we're going to divide both sides by 3. So then 72 divided by 3 is 24. Next step is to undo the squared. So to undo a squared, you square root both sides. One of the most popular mistakes students make when they square root both sides is they forget that plus and minus that has to go in front of the square root. So now I'm left with an x on the left, plus or minus, and I'm going to break down 24 as 4 times 6. And then you probably remember that the square root of 4 is a perfect. So the square root of 4 is 2. And then I have that square root of 6 still stays underneath. So my answer then, exact form, is x equals plus or minus 2 square roots of 6. Second example, we want to isolate the x squared term, so we're going to add 20 to both sides. Then negative 20 and 20 cancel. So we're left with 4x squared equals 5 plus 20 is 25. Then we're going to divide both sides by 4 to isolate the x squared term. So on the left, we're left with x squared, and then 25 over 4. Square root both sides. Don't forget the plus or minus. And undoing gives us just left with an x, plus or minus. And one of the nice things with the radical is that you can split up that radical into 2 pieces, a numerator and a denominator. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 4 is 2. Last 2 examples. We want to remove the 20 first. So we'll add 20 to both sides. So on the left, we're left with x plus 3 all squared equals, and then 100 plus 20 is 120. Then we'll square root both sides. Don't forget the plus or minus. The left side becomes x plus 3, and then plus or minus square root of 120. Next step is to subtract 3. So we have x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 120. And now see if you can break down 120 into product of 2 numbers. So product of 2 numbers, you can maybe start with 4. 120 divided by 4 is 30. And then this square root of 4 becomes a 2. And then this 30 stays underneath. And our final answer is x equals negative 3 plus or minus 2 square roots of 30. Last example. Start off by subtracting 5 from both sides. So we're left with 2x plus 7 all squared. 25 minus 5 is 20. Next is to divide both sides by 2. So the 2's will cancel out. You're left with x plus 7 all squared, and then 20 divided by 2 is 10. Next step is to square root both sides. Don't forget the plus or minus. You're left with on the left x plus 7, on the right plus or minus square root of 10. And then last step is to subtract 7 from both sides. X equals -7 plus or minus the square root of 10.